So today we're going to do continual work on the bike. The setup of the bike is imperative that you get it right. It saves any injuries, any problems, anything. So you want the seat roughly hip height to start with. When you're getting on, closest pedal to you, take your leg through the center and on we get. Have a couple of pedal strokes just to make sure that your knee is not locking out. You've got a slight bend all the way through. So a good way to try it is if you pull your foot out when it's at the bottom and put your heel on, your leg should be perfectly straight. Then when you're doing it back and your foot goes into the pedal, you've got a slight bend all the way through. So for the workout, what we're going to do a continual workout. So we're going to try and maintain a 13 on that RPE scale all the way through. So we might have to up the resistance, slow it down, raise it, so on and so forth, really, all the way through. So I'm going to put the time in. Okay, so I've just put it in for 10 minutes. So making sure that you've done your warm up first. Let's get comfy. That's really easy under my foot, so I'm just going to raise that resistance up so I can just feel it in the tops of my thighs. That's it. You want to make sure that you can feel something under your foot all the way through, so you're not just freewheeling. Just a little bit easy, so I'm just going to up it a little bit. Remember, we won't be working at that 13 on the RPE scale. That's the first minute gone. Remember, we're trying to keep it consistent all the way through. So if this feels like it's getting a little bit harder under your foot, or your thighs, or your breathing's getting a little bit heavier, just bring it down a little bit. But still trying to keep it at that 13. Keep back up a little bit. Okay. So I'm maintaining between 85 and 90 RPM with this. So I'm not slowing it down to a grind, but I'm not racing at 100 mile an hour either. So again, I'm trying to keep it between 80 and 90 with the RPM. It gives you a little bit of a visual goal to keep at. So it's just going above 90 RPM now, so I'm just going to put a bit of resistance on. That'll slow the RPM down and maintain that 13 on the scale. Three minutes in, breathing a little heavier, a bit of a sweat going. And I'm definitely working at that 13 at the moment. Still sticking at about 90 with the RPM. Level 5. Just going to bring it down a touch. So I just brought it down to level 4. Still staying at 80 to 90 RPM. The trick is with the continual work is don't be afraid to move the resistance up and down. The idea is you're trying to sustain all the way through so it will flow nice and steady. And again, if you're messing around with the levels and taking it up and bringing it down, you're stopping yourself from getting bored. Because continual work is a little bit boring, which is very effective. So my RP's just gone up a little bit. So that says that the resistance wants going up a touch. I'm trying to sustain between 80 and 90. So just taking the level up a touch. That's it. So we're halfway through now. So it's important that you keep your hip, knees and feet in a nice straight line, all pointing forward. Got a bit of a sweat going now. Take it down a touch. Still keeping that 13. Sweat coming, oh my word. So my leg speed's gone up a touch, so I'm going to take it back up on that resistance. There we go. Still sticking at that 13. Go. And drop it down a touch. So we've just gone past minute 7. Any of you bored yet? This is normally where I start visualising myself riding up the mountains. I'm going out for a ride. Gives me something to think about. Excellent, well done. Still keeping that leg speed the same. I'm just going to creep that resistance back up again because it's just gone a bit easier under my foot. Still staying at 80 to 90 RPM. That's it. Remember, if you start slowing down too much, take a bit more resistance off. Last minute. Come on guys, we can do this. 10 minutes, continual work. Got a bit of sweat going. Nice steady pace all the way through. Heart rate raised. Still working at an RPE of 13. "30 seconds. Nearly there. We've got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy, taking that resistance down. So as you can see with the sweat, I've worked hard. So it is important that you take on board your fluids whilst doing this. So if you want a bottle with you or at the side of you, just make sure you're taking your fluid on board as well. Thank you.